Hey, nerds! How you doing?
What's up?
I'm sorry I just called you nerds right now. Actually, I'm not sorry that I did. You're on part 12 of the series. I think you qualify as a nerd at this point. I hope you all had a great time with the first couple routes, because now we're going to play Liam's route. Haha, that's right. I skipped you, Julian.
Time to date a vampire. Time to date a vampire.
And for the duration of this route, Liam will be performed by Vivian, so I don't have to talk to myself for 90% of this.
It'd be pretty funny, though.
It would be pretty funny.
Does that mean I get to be Julian in the next one?
You get to be Julian in the next one, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you look so happy about this?
I gotta give him the silliest voice.
It's your prerogative. It's out of my hands at this point, right? If you want to do that, I can't readily stop you. Excuse me. It says the game is loading, but what if it's us that are loading into the game world? If you die in Bataille, do you die in real life? We haven't brought up SAO theory for this game yet, and I feel like that's just kind of waiting in the wings.
That's true.
The new always happens against the overwhelming odds of statistical law. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not speaking anymore.
The new always happens against the overwhelming odds of statistical laws and their probability, which for all practical everyday purposes amounts to certainty. The new, therefore, always appears in the guise of a miracle.
Thank you. I apparently don't know how to speak anymore.
Tear through fate and create a miracle. Hannah Arendt.
Yeah, okay, you know what? No, I'll accept that. But back to, like, the important theorizing. Again, every single inconsistency and mystery can be explained if this is all a simulation.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to put that one on the table. I'm not going to remark anymore on it. I'm just going to leave it there and just kind of let everyone remember that it's there. And gesture meaningfully towards it every once in a while. Once I write down Liam's name and seal the letter, I consider ripping it up again. What am I thinking? Liam is a vampire. He's a murderer. He's in jail. But even so, despite who he is and what he has done, it is hard for me to believe that he is malicious. He seems to have a kind and generous spirit. Somehow I trust him more than all of my other options right now. I need to have faith in my instincts and see whether Liam can help me. Oh, I'm sorry, Maddie. We did your route already. In the living room, I find Maddie pacing restlessly. As soon as I appear, she turns around and looks at me with wide eyes.
So, who'd you pick?
I look away, unable to maintain her gaze. Liam Bataille.
What? Why?
Because I've already done your route, Maddie. Because he seems like my best chance of finding the truth. He's angry with his family. Maybe he'll expose some of their secrets to me.
He's in jail for killing someone?
So, who isn't these days?
That's fair.
You're not gonna... Really? So when I do it, just that's fair. But
I mean, we teamed up with an actual serial killer, so...
Fair enough. Fair. He killed someone to protect me.
So he claims. You can't trust the Batailles, Erica. They'll muck up your thoughts. Make you doubt the truth that's right in front of you.
Please, Maddie, I don't want to argue about this. I've made up my mind. Listen, I don't think the BRS is real. You're disappointed because you hope to escape.
Of course I want to escape, but I also wanted to help you with this. I want to find the truth and help Bataille, just like you do.
Good. You can still help, Maddie. Liam and I will be partners on this piece of paper, but you can still help us find the truth. In fact, it'll be good to have support that the BRS doesn't know about. You can provide that support. Listen, I'm going to deliver this letter. I'll discuss my decision with Liam, and if we make any progress, I'll keep you up to speed.
My reaction would make a lot less sense if you hadn't played my route.
True. I gather my things and head for the door.
How will he help you from a prison cell?
Good question. I guess we're gonna have to figure that one out. Maybe he can go through paperwork or something.
Paperwork? That's just silly. What could be hidden in there?
Probably nothing. There's never anything in paperwork. When's the last time you've seen paperwork in person? That's right, you haven't. This is part of my ongoing theory that paperwork isn't actually real. When I first enter the precinct, I think Liam is asleep on his bed. When I get closer, I see that his body is draped awkwardly from the bed to the floor. It's almost like he collapsed, then stopped moving. Liam? Hey, are you okay in there? Answer me. He remains motionless on the cot. I can't even tell if he's breathing. I run to the sink and soak a rag until it's wet. Then I run back to the cell and throw the rag on his head. Liam! Finally, he stirs and sits up.
What?
You looked almost dead in there.
Maybe I am.
You're also hanging out in the corner of the... Oh, there you go. Okay. Hi. Welcome to the center of the screen, my dude. Slow and sluggish, he rises from the sheets and stands. He has to grab the bars of his cell for balance. You don't look well. His stomach makes a strange sound. He groans and clutches it.
I'm not.
Is this normal?
I don't know. I've never changed my diet so dramatically in such a short time before.
Is there something I can get you? Something other than...
Well, I could try eating more bacon. I managed to keep it down last time.
You still want it raw?
Yes, please.
Somberly, I fetch some bacon and bring it back to him. This time I don't bother with the plate. He smirks a little as I hand it over.
Don't trust me with the dishware anymore, huh? I see how it is.
With much scowling, he takes a bite of bacon. He quickly turns away, but not before I see the look of disgust on his face. Listen, Liam, I need to talk to you about something. It's something important.
Oh, yeah, you were looking for a partner, right? Who did you choose?
Yeah, okay. Yep. I wait for him to swallow another painful bite of bacon. I chose you. I like how she waited on purpose for him to have his mouth full. What a dick. He coughs and sputters, even though he managed to swallow just a moment ago.
You did?
Yep.
That's great. That's awesome. You won't regret this, Erica. We'll be a great team. We're going to learn more about the towers. Maybe we'll even figure out how to disable them, and then...
Slow down. We're not just partnering to disable the towers.
Listen, I'm not like those dumb cops or your friend you watched die. I'm not going to waltz through and get my head blown off. At least not unless someone forces me through.
Yeah, I imagine if, given the choice between dying by someone else's hand and, walking yourself through the towers, I know which one you'd pick.
Yeah, it'd make a pretty poignant end to a story arc.
Yeah, it would also kind of solidify my slow decline towards a more morally gray character.
Yeah, you really got this thought out, huh?
Yeah, don't
me
don't
too.
question.
Me too.
Okay.
I'll be careful. I'll be smart.
Stop. That's not what this is about. I didn't explain everything to you before. The reason I need a partner is because the so-called BRS has reached out to me.
What? Really?
They wanted me to choose a partner while they consider me for repatriation. It's a hoax, probably, but I put your name on the letter and I sent it back to them.
So, you're just going to wait until they respond?
Not exactly. I just haven't planned much further ahead yet. I wanted to get your take on the situation. If you know something about the BRS that you haven't told me yet, now's the time to confess.
It's not that simple. Julian and Charlotte, they're always scheming something. I try to stay out of it as much as I can, so most of the time I have as much trouble parsing the lies as you do.
I'm sure Liam knows more than he's letting on. I can't get away with pretending otherwise. Ooh. This is really... Threaten him or bribe him?
Bribery.
You think he'll respond to bribery? Tell me why you think that.
I don't know. I would like a bribe.
A bribe of what?
25 cents.
What? What do you plan on doing with 25 cents?
1/5 of a load of laundry.
All right, sure. I guess that checks out. Well, hear about this. The more you help me, Liam, the more I can help you.
Does that mean you'll let me out of here?
I can't just let you go free without explanation, but I don't plan to keep you locked up in here forever. We'll find a way to get you out of the cell, but first you need to tell me everything that you know.
You drive a hard bargain.
I also drive a Jeep Cherokee. It's called Negotiation.
That's a great name for a car. Listen, I wasn't lying when I said I try to stay out of it, but sure, I've heard a few things. If I know anything for sure, it's this. Jessica and Gary are dead.
Yep.
I'm sorry I didn't say anything sooner, but I knew that Julian and Charlotte were actively trying to cover it up, so I didn't want to put you in danger.
So did Julian or Charlotte kill them?
I don't know the details. I know they came home bloody one night, then started scheming on how to cover it up. Again, I didn't want to know the details.
I glare into Liam's cell with rising fury. So instead of seeking answers, you chose to ignore it? To live in denial?
It's not that simple. I'm a fucking vampire. So are they. Death is part of our life. I wish that wasn't true, but I can't change that. I can't become human. I have to do the best with what I've got.
Could you give me an example of something that could become human?
The city of Detroit.
Wow,
I'm quite unlike it. In that I cannot become human.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm that's very enlightening of an example that you've just shared. You could have told me about Jessica and Gary.
I'm telling you now. Julian and Charlotte, they drive me crazy, but they're my family. They were my family, then they went too far. They made me kill Princeton in order to save your life. That's why I'm turning things around now. I'm done being their errand boy. I'm going to help you, I'm going to help you with whatever you want me to help you with.
I want you to help me track the Bataille Repatriation Society.
Right, okay. If that's what you want. I'm here for you, Erica. We're going to figure it all out. So, will you release me?
I can't just let you roam free. You murdered someone. You murdered the school principal. You murdered Princeton. Princeton!
I'll do whatever I can to redeem myself. I'll prove to the town that I'm their friend, not their enemy. Just give me the chance.
You wanted me to lock you up.
Yes, but that's before I realized how useless I am in here. I can't help anyone behind bars, and I want to help.
He looks and sounds so desperate that I'm tempted to give in, but I shouldn't yield completely. I need a plan to legitimize your release. Until then, perhaps I could let you out at night.
Yes.
They could only come out at night. By Edgar Winter Group? No? All right. And in the morning, I'll need to lock you back up.
I guess that makes sense.
Will you comply, Liam? If you cause any trouble, I swear to God.
I'll comply. Anything to prove myself, Erica. So, is it night yet?
Well, not quite, but there's actually something you could do to help me right now. Consider it your first task as my partner.
Sure, what do you need?
Who likes paperwork? I just dropped off the letter to the BRS at the train station. They wanted me to stick it on the underside of the mailbox. I want you to stake that place out. I bet you can see in the dark better than I can. Watch the place overnight, and tell me if you see someone pick up the letter.
Watch it all night.
If it takes that long to see someone pick it up...
Sure, I'll do it. Better than being locked in here.
Okay. We have a deal, but I'm locking you back up first thing in the morning.
Deal.
Nervously, I take out my keys and approach his cell. Am I really about to do this? He's a vampire. He's already killed someone. Can I trust him? Do I really believe he's going to walk back in here tomorrow morning? I look up and our eyes meet. I see the desperate longing in his eyes, but beyond that, I see his sincerity. He wants to redeem himself. He wants to be a force of good. On that, I'll have to trust my instincts, and therefore trust him. I put in the key, twist, and hear the click. We both wait for a tense moment, then he puts his hand on the door and yanks. The door swings open. I feel a breeze across my face. I catch a blur as he moves. I whirl my hand on my gun trying to follow him, but he moves too fast, spinning around me, racing around the room, and then coming back to me, out of breath, a ridiculous grin on his face.
Oh my god, that felt good. Erica, can I give you a hug?
Well, you know what? You asked first. That's always it. I guess so. Ah! In a flash, his arms are around me, squeezing me tight. For just a moment, fear strikes me. He could kill me like this. His mouth is close to my neck, but his touch is so warm and tender. After a moment, I find myself squeezing back.
Thank you, Erica. Thank you for giving me a chance.
Yep, uh-huh. I forget to pull away, and I find myself continuing to hug him, enjoying the gentle presence of his body.
Oh crap, you've only just let me out, and I see I've committed a crime already. Theft.
What do you mean?
I've stolen something.
What have you stolen, Liam?
Your heart.
We're done. Nope, no more. He steps back first, a glittering smile on his face.
You and I will accomplish great things together, so I guess I should go to the train station now?
That's right. I need to get some sleep. I'm trusting you, Liam. Don't let anyone see you.
I won't let you down.
Zoop.
I'm really good at doing stakeouts. I wear inconspicuous garments like my jazz hoodie.
You know, your hoodie is very inconspicuous, Liam. I'm so happy that he owns that hoodie.
Me too.
It's so good. It's like, what? They didn't need to put that in the game, and yet they did, and I'm so happy.
If we ever own a house, jazz room, yes.
Jazz room? You want a whole room done in jazz? I'm going to agree to this and say yes, but only because we're never going to ever own a house.
Oh no, this way no one will stop me from doing the bad thing.
I mean, again, this is predicated on us ever owning a house, so... I have trouble sleeping that night. I can't stop thinking about the fact that I released a vampire murderer into the darkness. But I have to trust him. He can't help me take down the BRS from prison. I need his help, whether I like it or not. So I have to make this work. Even so, I barely sleep a wink, and I return to the precinct at the crack of dawn. Just as I'm reaching for the doors of City Hall...
Oh, Erica, wait up.
Oh, good morning. Did you get Starbucks? That's your first job, actually. Bring my morning latte. I turned in shock to see Liam drifting towards me. How the hell are you drifting? Are those blue sparks? How can you do that? What the hell are you doing out here?
You agreed to let me out at night, remember?
It's dawn!
Barely. Calm down. No one comes to City Hall this early. Except you, I guess.
I struggled to quell my anxiety and frustration. He's right, he's not very late, and at least he's returning to the precinct as we agreed. Did you see anyone pick up the letter?
No, I'm sorry. No one ever picked up anything from the mailbox.
Are you sure you watched it all night?
Yes, I mean, you know, I had to blink occasionally, but
Fine. Let's go back inside.
Sure, but could we stand out here just a little while longer? I'd like to watch the sunrise.
Doesn't sunlight hurt you?
It's uncomfortable, but I can stand in the shade. I miss sunshine.
It hasn't even been a week.
That's a long time to stay locked in a room with no windows.
Yeah, could you imagine doing that for like years on end? That would suck. That'd be terrible. You were free all night and now you're pushing your luck.
Fine, I'll...
What the hell is going on here? I jump and turn in shock to see Mayor Ward approaching from the other direction. Mayor! Mayor, I can explain.
Don't worry, Jeff. I'm helping the sheriff with a case.
But... I shoot Liam a warning look. Just taking him back to his cell. Then I suggest you hurry up.
Hey.
Calm down, Jeff. Erica and I will sort things out.
Sort what out?
My arrest.
Wait, what? You wanted me to arrest you?
Right, but that's not a permanent solution to anything.
Did you kill Terry or didn't you?
Yes, and I deeply regret it, but Charlotte forced me. We had our reasons.
I already talked to Charlotte and Julian about this. They were horrified to learn what you had done.
They were?
I don't know what's going on with you all, but I don't like it one bit. You promised me things that would never get this out of hand.
I'm handling it, Jeff.
Right, and we know because they already have a pre-established relationship. Which again you would be clued into because Liam's on a first-name basis with the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, until you've handled it, you should stay in your cell. Sheriff, I leave the rest to you. Huh. Mayor Ward hurries away in a huff. Huff! Huff! I'm huffing! I reach for Liam's arm to lead him inside, but he pulls away, snarling.
Damn it, what's with him?
How many times do I have to remind you that you killed someone?
I know, damn it, but Jeff isn't usually like this. He's acting strange.
He's acting... The mayor is acting strange. This is new. Like, we've learned about the relationship, but we never had one of the Batailles comment and be like, yeah, the mayor is not acting like he normally does. So are you, Liam. And the longer you stay out here, the more I would question whether I should have released you at all.
Fine, I'm going.
Grumbling to himself, Liam shuffles his feet into City Hall. Zoop. Radical. So who's dying in this route? Bold claim. I think we're gonna wind up killing August in this route.
Yeah, I bet that will happen in one or more routes.
And I bet Maddie is definitely not gonna like being on our side on this one. I don't think Maddie's gonna stick with us.
I don't know. I feel like the one where Maddie would definitely not be cool with things would be the Julian route.
Yeah, Julian route for sure. But I think also on Liam route, she's got enough distrust of his family in general to be like, I think at some point it's going to come down to a decision and she's going to side against us.
I'm telling you, something's not right with the mayor.
Something's not right with the mayor. Interesting. I guess he normally helps your family cover up murder? Well, I mean, yes, but...
Honestly, yeah.
You know what? All right, I respect that.
Look, Jeff is not a great mayor. He knows it. We all know it. He's great at making speeches. He's good at networking, socializing at meet and greets, but when it comes to getting anything done or making hard decisions, he sucks, big time. And ever since the contingency, well, his job has gotten a lot harder. My point is, he was really happy to be the figurehead while my family made the real decisions, and that's how it's been for months.
Maybe he's upset because you got caught.
Or maybe he's hiding something.
Interesting. We never thought to suspect the mayor beyond him just being a willing stooge. This isn't... Liam?
What? I'm trying to give you useful information here. I'm trying to help your case. I'm telling you, he's acting strange. Maybe he's involved in something with Charlotte and Julian. Maybe they're all conspiring against me.
I think they're all protecting their own asses.
Either way, shouldn't we look into it?
Look into what? Are you suggesting we investigate Mayor Ward?
That's exactly what I'm suggesting.
But he's Mayor Ward. I can't target him unless I pay one. Actually, you know what? That's a pretty good idea.
Hey, don't sound so surprised. I'm full of good ideas.
Mayor Ward was hiding his knowledge of vampires until I confronted him about it. What else might he be hiding?
Exactly.
Let me think on this. Meanwhile, can I bring you anything?
Oh, now that we're partners, maybe you can bring me some things you didn't allow before.
Don't get your hopes up. What do you have in mind?
I've been playing around with a design idea. Are you familiar with stud finders?
Oh, you mean like tools? Yes. Yes. Intimately familiar.
You know, it's a little capacitor device you can buy to find the studs behind the wall of your house.
I guess so?
I don't know how they get in there. I tear down my wall and it's full of studs. All just posing sexily.
There's one right there.
Well, could you bring me one of those, and a CPU from a recent computer, and a small screwdriver, and some nut drivers, and a stripper? I guess a whole toolkit would be useful.
Liam,
I'll make you a list.
what are you trying to make?
I don't want to say just yet in case it doesn't work, but if it does work, it'll be awesome.
All I have is a Raspberry Pi that came with a magazine I bought.
Those haven't been invented yet.
Yeah, this is too. I keep forgetting. This is the turn of the millennium, so that's predating that. These tools you want, they could be used as weapons.
Erica, not to sound scary, but I don't need weapons if I really want to hurt someone.
That's okay. You know what? Yeah, fair point. Good point.
I'll give you a list. Thanks so much, Erica.
Yeah. I don't remember agreeing to get him all the things he asked for, but the smile on his face is hard to project. I find myself smiling softly back. He quickly writes it up on a piece of paper and hands it over. I'll see what I can do. Oh, hello. I wasn't prepared to go back into first-person mode. I don't know what I'm doing now, but... Oh,
wandering.
Yo! Hold on. Hold on. Hold up. Ah! Can see... Ah! Hey! Erica, what the hell are you doing? It's harder than it looks, Liam. Don't be... Just let me have this, all right?
Are you telling me you don't have a jump button?
Why would I need a jump button? Okay, yeah, it looks like the only... I gotta say, like, this game has surpassed a lot of expectations. The only thing that feels like a letdown is during the investigation sections like this, there's like one thing to look at and move forward, right? I kind of wish there was more like incidental stuff for like looking at the stuff around like you would have in an adventure game or something, right?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like, I get it, but like it'd still be kind of neat, you know?
It would be.
Going to Mayor Ward's office, or are we leaving?
Let's go to Mayor Ward's office. Lamau.
Lol. Good job leaving your door locked, Dip. Alright. Good couch, though. Alright, he wanted a CPU from a modern computer. I think we can just give him this.
Wait.
Where the
That's
hell?
just a monitor. There's no computer here.
Oh, yeah, and this is
Mayor
like
Ward's just sitting here looking at a blank monitor.
Right, and the thing is, this is the turn of the millennium, so you don't have, like, just monitor computer desktops with, like, the CPU built in and all that, right? And all the monitors back then are still going to be CRTs.
Yep.
So, what do you got on your desk, buddy? Nothing I can make out. All right. He could have a flag in his office, or he could have a photograph of a flag. That's pretty awesome. All right, so we actually don't do anything here. I'm just going to leave. Oh.
Hitting ourselves with the door.
Leave this area. Firm. Yeah. I feel like the investigation sections are pretty hit or miss or like inconsistent. But then again, like some of the ones in the very late game, like going up the tower with August or going through the like completely normal and empty train with Maddie, both of those felt properly unnerving. Because there was nothing there, right? Because there was nothing out of the ordinary. There was nothing to interact with. It was just exactly what you expected for far longer than you expected it to go on.
That said, I still think this game is the better off for having a bit of it, even if it's
not
too much, because
for sure.
it gives more character to the environments and so on in a way that it might otherwise lack. I think it's cool that
absolutely.
It's there.
I don't want to come across as knocking it. Right. Like that my nitpicks are very minor. As soon as I step outside, I'm bombarded with angry shouts.
Not allowed in here.
And why is that? Are town citizens no longer allowed in City Hall?
You're not just any town citizen. You're...
I can see that Maddie is trembling with a mixture of anger and fear. Her eyes dart to me, desperate for help. What do you want, Julian?
I want to visit my brother. Also, I wish to speak with the mayor.
So he's been glamoring the mayor. Or, you know, the thing.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, Liam seems convinced that the mayor is not acting like he normally is, and I don't see any reason to distrust what Liam says, at least regards to this. And conveniently, here you are.
Is that a problem?
You can't just come see Liam anytime you want.
Oh, and why not?
It's against security protocols?
Security protocol? What are you talking about?
I don't need to explain any more than that. I'm fucking Sherika. Right, back me up, Maddie. I'm Sherika.
Yeah.
I love Maddie just being like, yeah.
Fine. I think you just made these security protocols up, but I'll play along. What must I do to visit Liam?
Make an appointment.
Okay. How is 7:30 this morning?
That's in 10 minutes.
Well, is the schedule clear?
Need at least 24-hour notice. Julian's smile falters. He steps up to me, eyes blazing with fury.
I take it you've chosen your partner, and it wasn't me. Did you pick Leah?
Yeah, she did.
I look at Maddie with shock, but she just frowns back.
I don't approve either.
I glare at Maddie. Yeah, see, the thing is that, like, we run the risk of Maddie falling back into Julian's camp over this. I don't, not, like, necessarily willingly, but maybe she trusts us less now. And, you know, better the devil you know. Please go inside and see if we have any messages, Maddie.
Whatever you say, boss.
Maddie shuffles into the precinct, eager to get away from both of us. Julian waits until she's gone to continue.
I don't know what game you're playing, Erica, but you won't win. Liam will use you to get what he wants, and then he'll come home where he belongs.
We'll see about that. I'm still investigating Princeton's murder.
Good. Then perhaps you'll find what you need to clear Liam's name.
He confessed. Julian clenches his fists and flashes his teeth.
He has lost his fucking mind.
He also said that he killed Princeton to save my life from Charlotte. How about we discuss that? Julian's eyes widen with surprise for a moment, but I'm shaking with fear, and he must notice because a smug smile returns to his face.
Well, we'll see how well Liam's story holds up under scrutiny.
Is that a threat?
Don't be so dramatic. We both want what's best for the people of Bataille, don't we? Liam's arrest has caused unrest and fear. People look up to my family as leaders of the community. We need to clear his name as soon as possible for the good of the town.
The town needs the truth.
Oh, really?
He flashes his fangs and leans closer to me.
Then why haven't you told them the truth about me, Erica?
I'm just waiting for the right time.
And what do you think will happen if you wait for too long to deal with Liam? Do you have any idea what happens to a vampire who goes too long without blood?
Liam said he could eat human food. He said he'll become more human the longer he goes without blood. Without blood.
Oh, he thinks he can become like Detroit, doesn't he? But he's not human. He could pretend to be for a time until he can't anymore. And if that moment comes, you'd better hope you're as far from him as possible.
With a slight tip of his hat, Julian turns to go. Didn't you want to talk to Mayor Ward?
Another time, perhaps. I can sense when I'm not welcome. Zoop.
Once he's gone, I take a look at the list of items Liam gave me. Some of this stuff is pretty obscure, but I figure I can get a start by heading to the dollar store and seeing if they have anything he needs in stock. I don't know why all the scene transitions make that noise, but they do now. They're all pneumatic tubes.
I wonder what Liam's device is going to be.
So what? He needs a stud finder and a computer. Like, what's weird is that he needs the CPU, right? But he doesn't necessarily need it to, like. What can he use that for without, like, the rest of the setup?
I don't know.
Once I'm inside we haven't seen inside the dollar store before. Once I'm inside the dollar store, I pull out the list Liam gave me and I see Stacy at the counter near the door and approach her. Hey Stacy, how's the store?
Erica, where have you been? I haven't seen you since everything that happened at the train station. Is everyone okay?
More or less. I've been busy.
I bet. Have you been trying to figure out how to get past the towers?
I've been trying to figure out who's telling people that's possible, yes.
Even after we got that note, you're still skeptical?
Of course I am. I won't forget the last time people started to get ideas about leaving.
But Jessica and Gary repatriated.
My heart sinks as I remember the truth. Jessica and Gary are dead. They were killed by vampires. I haven't made a formal announcement about their death, and maybe I never will. Is it better to keep that truth to myself and spare others the pain? We don't know what happened to them. We didn't see them leave. I'm sorry, Stacy. I'm just trying to temper your expectations and keep you safe.
I know, it just helps to believe.
I've got a list of items. I guess they're for the investigation. I was wondering if there's any of this here at the dollar store. I assume you know the inventory.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
She eagerly grabs the paper, happy to move the conversation on from my words of discouragement. As she looks it over, her nose wrinkles.
A CPU. We don't have computer parts here.
I know I'll have to find some of that elsewhere, but I thought I'd check here for the simple stuff.
We got some basic toolkits. Couple came in on the train every month or so. Most people in Bataille have plenty of old tools, so they don't sell too well.
Then I'll take one.
And we got some parchment paper, vodka.
As she goes... Vodka? Vodka? The fuck do you need...
I can't invent if I don't hit the Balmer peak.
I mean, it could just be that, but I'm like, what? Is he building like a flamethrower? As she goes through the list, something catches my eye and I immediately stop paying attention to her. Peering around the next... Peering around the next aisle, doing a fairly bad job of trying to hide, is August. Hold up. August is over there lurking around. I think he's been following me.
That's not good. But wait, I thought he didn't kill Princeton.
He didn't, but that doesn't mean it's a good thing that he's tailing me. He's killed plenty of other people.
Allegedly.
Don't you start with that too. Do you mind grabbing the stuff you have on that list for me? I probably need to talk to August about what he's doing. And I like that he's doing it with the fucking duck lips. Like or the puppy face, right? They're like,
No problem, but if he's just here to buy something, you should let him. Wouldn't want to turn away a paying customer.
Remind me again why we're still running this place on the profit motive when, like, we're completely isolated from the rest of the world.
Gotta have something to keep you away from the howling void.
But capitalism? It's not even capitalism. It's just like a kid's masquerade of capitalism. Sure. August, come over here. I know you're somewhere around. Sheepishly, he emerges from behind the aisle.
Erica? Oh, hello. I was just...
Don't insult both of us by pretending you had some reason to be skulking behind me and then act like I'll believe you. You were following me and you got spooked.
Well, I needed some fresh milk. Then I happened to see you, so I, got curious. Have you chosen someone to help you hunt the BRS?
Yes, I have. And it wasn't you, August.
Oh, well, that's disappointing, but I suppose I should have expected it.
You know what? Now that you mentioned that, let me just add a couple bottles of vodka.
He's trying to take this graciously, but I can tell from his tone that he's having a hard time.
Who was it? I bet it was that Maddie girl. I knew as soon as she walked in the precinct that she would melt.
I chose Liam Bataille.
You... what? You picked that monster who killed the principal and framed me for her downright sloppy murder.
Yeah, see, August will probably... I didn't think about it before, but he'll probably take this personally, right? Because, like, he obviously has reasons to hate Liam.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that we chose the copycat over him now is going to be, like... That's going to be a matter of pride for him.
We did get him to begrudgingly work together last route.
Yeah, but only because... But we also didn't, like, try to... we also didn't explicitly side with Liam over him.
Mhm.
We sided with Maddie. He really gets under your skin, doesn't he?
No, but you know whose skin he did get under? An innocent woman, just days ago.
Got him.
Got him.
Please don't pretend that you feel anything for Princent.
Tell me, Erica, what could you possibly see in him? At least if you'd picked Julian, I could wager that you planned to sneak into the lion's den under the good graces of the leader of the pack.
Why would I tell you what I'm planning?
Because we're in this together, Erica. We have been from the beginning. We're the ones trapped here, and we have the most to gain in getting out.
There's no getting out, August. You're smart enough to know that.
Something happened to those two kids. I'm just dying to know what.
They were killed, August. I'm investigating their murder, and I don't need your wild ideas clouding my judgment.
The limited palette of possibility you refuse to abandon is exactly why you need my ideas. You have to see everything going on in Bataille and know that I am the only one who can uncover what's been done to this town, perhaps even the world.
Strangely, he definitely gets real deep in some things, but we remarked on this. We seem to learn the least in his route, at least compared to Maddie's, about the actual state of the state of affairs.
Yeah.
We learned a lot about a cool building, though. His eyes narrow and he looks at me with a burning anger that I'm not even sure I've seen in him before. It's not his usual manic, uncontrolled emotions. It is focused right on me. For just a second, I think he might come at me. And then his shoulders collapse and he just shrugs.
Ah, well, it seems there's nothing I can do about it. You must have received a letter, yes? Then you replied by dropping it off at the train station.
How long have you been following me?
Long enough. I guess I'm just going to have to solve this thing on my own.
Don't try that, August. Don't get in my way.
When you and Liam just don't have the wits to pull it all together, I will try to make myself available. We'll see.
And just like that, he slinks off to the exit. How do you slink anyway?
Slink, slink, slink.
I see. Your slinking game is pretty on point. I must admit that. Liam is beaming when I return to the precinct that evening.
So, how can I help you tonight?
I hate to admit it, but staking out Mayor Ward is our best chance of learning more right now.
Glad you came around. Were you able to find anything from my list?
Just a few items from the dollar store. I'm not sure I'll be able to get everything, Liam. You know we're cut off from the rest of the world, and...
There's a lot of people with a lot of junk in this town. You'll be surprised what you can find.
As long as you don't get your hopes up.
I'll try to keep them under control. Are you ready to head out?
Yeah. Let's see what our dear mayor is up to. I'm going to get high as a kite tonight. Okay, maybe we don't need to be here the whole time. What do you think Mayor Ward does when he's not in the office? What would an old man hobby be circa 2000?
Circa 2000 in a very small town as well.
I'm going to go ahead and say ship in a bottle.
What?
Ship in a bottle.
Oh. So, funny story.
Yeah.
I was about to say ship in a bottle.
Yeah,
that makes it canon.
I mean, it's canonical now. That is
Yeah.
exactly what I prefer to do on my evenings. Don't ask me why they keep coming in on the train. Liam and I approach Mayor Ward's house and survey the area for a safe place to hide where he won't be able to see us. He has a playset outside his house.
Huh.
And a freestanding garage. It's It's amazing that there's so many places in this game that are modeled that we were only seeing like once.
Yeah.
Liam points out a small playground behind the house. It is a bit run down, and I don't think I've ever seen any children using it.
How about over there?
The playground?
We can hide beneath the slide. It's dark. He'll never look over here, even if he steps outside.
I have to admit that he's right. We quickly scurry over behind the slide and take up opposite sides of the somewhat flimsy plastic structure. We're quiet for the first few minutes, but the silence starts to grate on me. Liam is usually so talkative that I'm almost uncomfortable when he doesn't say a word. Hey, Liam.
Shh, aren't we supposed to be quiet on a stakeout?
It doesn't matter. We're too far away for anyone to hear us, and the only thing behind us is the woods.
Okay, this is just my first real stakeout. I thought it was like the movies.
Things are very rarely like the movies, Liam. Anyway, I was wondering about this playground. I see it almost every day when I make the rounds, and I don't think I've ever spotted any kids playing on it.
Oh yeah, that's because they're not supposed to.
Oh, lead. Kids aren't supposed to play on the playground?
Yeah, you see this?
Liam kneels down and places his finger on the soft ground at the slide.
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
He slides it around a bit until he finds what he needs.
See this?
He holds up his finger where he's collected a little bit of fine pale dust.
This is Chad. The strong winds sometimes pick up some off the big pile in the west, and it drifts down into this area. It's pretty toxic, so the feds came in and said the kids shouldn't be playing around on the ground on this block. Same for the block to the north. This is just where the chat carries.
Oh.
A lot of people said it was silly. They said they played around on the big pile itself when they were kids and nothing happened to them. It was a whole big deal for a while. I had to talk some sense into some parents because this time the feds were totally right. This stuff sucks, and the faster we get that pile out of Bataille, the better.
But that's not going to happen now, is it?
I don't know, maybe we could load some onto the train every week? It might take a while, but it's better than nothing. I suggested it to Julian, but he said it wasn't a priority.
I don't know. If the entirety of your living space has been reduced that drastically, I'd say suddenly it's a much bigger priority than it maybe had been before. Why is the playground still here if kids aren't supposed to play on it?
Probably should ask the guy across the street about that. So, are you sure a stakeout's really the best idea? He might just stay inside all night.
Well, you don't really like vegetables, so I figured that was our... Yes. I want to see if Julian comes by. He said he might.
Wait, you talked to Julian?
Yeah.
When?
He came by this morning and tried to see you.
And you didn't tell me?
Liam, they aren't our friends. They are likely behind part of this, if not all of it.
He's my brother.
I know that, and I was afraid that he'd use that to inject some uncertainty into you. I chose you to be my partner, and I can't have you doubting what we're doing.
If you don't want me to doubt what we're doing, you shouldn't lie to me.
Yep. I didn't lie.
I thought we were here to watch the mayor, not catch Julian in anything. Fuck it.
Liam stands up and starts to head towards Mayor Ward's house. What are you doing?
If we want to know what Ward knows, we can just ask him. He knows who and what I am. He should be scared of me.
This is a stakeout, not an assault.
Well, the stakeout isn't going anywhere, so let's shake things up a bit. Jeff has invited me in before, so this will be easy.
Liam, don't do this. He turns to me suddenly, eyes pleading.
Erica, I want to help you. I want to find the truth and free us both from this fucking web of lies. Will you let me do that?
He sounds so earnest that I can't resist. I nod. Within human speed, he swoops to Mayor Ward's door.
Open up, Jeff. It's Sheriff Wright and Liam Bataille.
I hear frantic scrambling inside, and then after just a few moments, the door swings open. What? What are you two doing here? I was just working on my new ship in a bottle. It's the same one. They only bring the same one out of the train every month, but like I get it every time and redo it. I've got 27 of them. All lined up in my cellar.
We'll be asking the questions, Jeff.
With a firmness I didn't know he possessed, Liam shoves his way inside, holds the door open for me, and slams it behind me. So Liam, we don't have any reason to doubt Liam when he says that like we as the players don't have any reason to doubt Liam when he says that Mayor Ward is acting oddly.
Mm-hmm.
I would trust that he'd know that, and I would trust that he would be forthright with Erica about that.
He definitely is holding back other things, but like I don't see any reason he would lie about that.
Mm-hmm.
Erica obviously is a different case because she herself doesn't have reason to trust Liam yet, but
So, you have anything to drink around here?
well, wait, what? What do you mean? Wait, you mean
Just some red wine would be nice.
I'll check the cabinet. Ah,
While Mayor Ward hurries off to the kitchen, I study Liam's face, but he avoids my gaze, his expression grim. For once, his patience and warmth towards the mayor seems fake. Underneath it, he is pissed. The mayor soon returns with 2 glasses of red wine.
here we are.
Thanks. Is that one for Erica?
Well,
I shake my head. I'm fine.
very well.
Continues clasping the glass awkwardly as if he's unsure what to do with it. Liam takes a sip of his own, winces a little, then takes another.
Okay, Jeff, I can see that you're scared. What's wrong?
What's wrong? What's fucking wrong? You just barged into the house when you should be in jail, and the sheriff let you do it.
You know me, Jeff. You know I wouldn't hurt anyone without reason.
You killed Terry Vincent.
The strength of the mayor's claim makes us both jolt.
Was Terry your friend?
Friends? Bah, that woman drove me crazy, but
His voice cracks and he looks away.
she had a hard life. She took good care of her brother when her parents passed. She was a terrible principal. I mean, fucking awful, but not for lack of trying. She did care for those damn kids.
I'm sorry. I didn't know her at all. Honestly, I thought everyone hated her, which would make it fine, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes, that we all agree with that.
But I had to choose between her and Erica, and I chose Erica.
You'll get no pushback from me. Explain it however you want. I don't fucking care anymore, but you killed Terry just the same.
I'm not the bad guy here, Jeff. Julian and Charlotte made me do it.
Julian said you went rogue. Said he has no clue why you'd go doing something like that.
Why would he?
I don't know, and I don't care. But I certainly don't want to be in the middle of something between the 3 of you, so please just leave me be.
What? Why?
Liam drops his glass. The remaining wine spills onto the carpet.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
While the mayor leans down to clean up the mess, Liam turns to me, eyes shimmering with pain.
Why didn't Julian defend me, Erica?
Is someone knocking at the door?
It sounded like it, but I bet it was just the soundtrack.
Got it. Why didn't Julian defend you?
I feel like he's got to have a bigger plan.
I'm sure he has a master plan of some sort. Maybe this part is part of a rescue scheme.
Yeah, probably, but Jeff knows we're vampires. He's been in on my family's dirty secrets for years. Why would he lie about this, about me?
I wish I knew, but I can't even begin to understand your brother.
He probably does want to get me out of prison. I'm sure he's concerned about the whole Bataille image right now. But either way, this is pouring salt on the fucking wound. Wait. We know the plan, I think, don't we? The plan is to find a way to pin it on August still.
Yes.
And if they can do that, then it makes perfect sense. If Julian still believes that he can make that happen, it makes perfect sense that he'd be like, oh, well, we had nothing to do with this. I had no idea Liam went rogue like this because not admitting they have any connection to it.
Right. Like, long game, they still want to have pinning it on August on the table.
Mm-hmm. Although it seems like perhaps Charlotte is of 2 minds about that, as she seems to like having him around as a plaything.
As soon as Mayor Ward straightens up from the floor, Liam leans close to him.
So, what are you scheming with my family this time?
Nothing. I just told you.
And you expect me to believe you. I've seen how easily you lie. I know how quickly you bow to Charlotte and Julian's whims.
And I've seen you do the same.
Hey.
He flinches, and for a moment I taste violence in the air, but then Liam huffs and draws back.
You're right. I put up with them for too long, and I'm done with it.
As glad as I am to see Liam take a stance against his family, I'm impatient to get to the point. Mayor Ward, what can you tell us about the Bataille Repatriation Society?
The what?
Right, I was getting to that. Don't act like you haven't heard of him before, Jeff. I heard you mention it to Julian once, so what do you know?
I don't know anything. Ever so briefly, Liam flashes his fangs.
You know I could force you if I wanted to, Jeff.
Mayor Ward goes pale with fear, and I tense up, wondering if I would let it go that far.
But I won't. That's because I'm not like the rest of my family. Erica and I plan to learn the truth about the towers. We plan to protect the town from those who would harm it, so will you help us or not?
You shouldn't investigate the Bataille Repatriation Society. You'll only get yourself hurt. So, you do know something.
We won't stop, Jeff, especially not her, so just spit it out.
The very first time the train arrived, it had a letter on it. A letter from the Bataille Repatriation Society. David, Sheriff Miller. He grabbed the letter first. He took it back to the police station and tried to keep it a secret. Who else knows about this? I don't know. I think Charlotte was suspicious. She knew Sheriff Miller was hiding something. Maybe she made him tell her. But David kept his circle small. He remained skeptical of the letter at first. Next time the train arrived, it had explosives on board.
I remember that. Julian took them, right?
Yes, but then Sheriff Miller convinced Julian to hand them over. That's when I got involved. And that's when David told me about the letter. He said the letter was from the Bataille Repatriation Society, and it contained instructions to disable a tower with explosions. What the fuck?
What the fuck indeed?
What the fuck? That's not what I would have guessed. Huh.
It also doesn't line up with what we thought was the final communication last chapter.
That's correct, yeah.
And it also doesn't seem to line up with a Charlotte or Julian manipulation.
Yes.
Unless they really wanted to get a lot of people killed for fun, which maybe Charlotte would, but...
Maybe? But I don't, like, here's the thing. I can believe Charlotte would plant a letter on the train. Obviously she did.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe she'd plant that many explosives on it. Yeah. Like that, there's a difference between planting the letter, which is within vampire abilities, and then planting the cargo.
Yeah.
So I guess, do we believe... I don't see any reason to doubt his story, at least right now. But that means that the Bataille Repatriation Society seemed to want to get everyone out, whereas in the one at the end of Maddie's route seemed to want everyone to stay and eat their food.
Yeah, I don't know.
You said the letter was from the... Alright, yep. I'm not sure how much time passes before I remember to breathe again. By then my heart is racing, my head is spinning. You mean that when all those officers died? They died following the instructions on that letter. They died using the explosives sent by the Bataille Repatriation Society. That's a good recontextualization, actually. Holy shit. Huh. I had completely forgotten about that little detail. And just kind of like filed it away as like just something in the background. But oh my god. That checks out then.
No.
Fuck.
I don't know anything other than that, okay? Nothing but what you already know. Supposedly they've sent more letters regarding Jessica and Gary. Unless it's all a hoax or something worse. Whatever this BRS is. Got him. I think you best stay away from them. I sure as hell plan to. Before I've made any sort of decision, I turned around and lurched towards the doorway.
Erica?
I open the door and stumble outside. Chapter 7. Chapter 7. It comes after Chapter 6. Chapter 7. Chapter 6 isn't afraid of us anymore. Chapter 7. No one can prove in court that I ate 9. That's it. I'm out of jokes to kill time while the loading screen happens. got anything to,
Not really.
Okay. You got anything you want to plug while you're here on the show?
Drink water.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, this episode is actually sponsored by water.
Yeah.
Water. You need it to live.
Mm.
Literally. I think I hear Liam mumble some apology to Mayor Ward, and then he follows me out of the house.
Erica?
I can't speak. I can barely stand. In fact, I'm already on my knees, and I'm not sure when it happened.
Erica.
See, this does kind of fit in with the image of the BRS we get from the end of Maddie's route now, as like probably not actually caring much for the lives of the people in here beyond doing like experiment doesn't feel like the right word, but exercising some form of will over them. Like, oh, you'll take the food we give you, you know. Oh, you'll try to do this to the towers. It's got to be. There's got to be. It definitely feels like they want to exercise control.
But to what end?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't realize how much I'm shaking until his arms are around me, holding me tight. I'm crying, tears are running down my cheeks, and I don't know how to stop them. I thought they got old explosives from the mines or something. I never questioned where. And I thought they got cocky. I thought they were foolish to try and take down a tower, but that's not it at all. They were tricked. All right, hold on here. I got a wild theory.
Yeah.
According to Julian, he doesn't remember being a vampire for that long.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently being a vampire is a new thing to him. And apparently the people on the outside want the people on the inside to stay alive. And for some reason.
But do they? They sent explosives and made a bunch of people die trying to blow up the tower.
Yeah, but they also got really pissy when they stopped eating their food.
Mm-hmm.
What if, on some level, this is like an experiment?
See, I think we've considered that, right? At least I have, but I don't see how the explosives thing fits in with that.
Neither do I. Maybe testing that the barrier works as intended. I don't know. But that's not it at all. They were tricked. I can feel myself gripping Liam's arm, my fingers digging into his sleeve. I didn't know many of them when it happened. I didn't even want to. Here I was, an FBI agent, forced to negotiate with a bunch of backwater cops. I looked down on them. I hated them, Liam. Most of them anyway, and then they all died.
I'm sorry, Erica. There was nothing you could have done.
I feel the cloth of Liam's shirt scrunched to get tight in my palms. My fingernails pressed through towards his skin. The BRS did that to him this whole fucking time. Liam winces a little, drawing back. I must have been gripping him so painfully that it hurt.
I know you must be angry, but let's think carefully about this. The BRS manipulated the former police, even though they were suspicious. You can't let them manipulate you, too. Maybe we shouldn't even go after them.
No! They will pay for what they did. I tear myself away from him, standing with fists clenched. Maybe the letter's still around somewhere, or maybe I can learn more about it from the police records.
Erica.
Don't you dare try to stop me. I'm shaking again, my vision shimmering. Damn it, I never cry. How is this the second time I've cried around you?
Hopefully it means you're comfortable being vulnerable around me. Hell, you've certainly seen me cry after what I did to Terry. I know what it's like to feel overwhelming, crushing guilt, but you don't deserve to feel that. You couldn't have done anything.
No, at least you acted hoping to save someone. As for me, I didn't act at all. I'm going to destroy the fucking BRS for what they did to this town.
Please, Erica, you're in shock. You need to get some rest.
I hate to admit it, but he is right. I'm in no state to do anything right now.
Do you want me to walk you home?
No, but... Thank you. I start to go and then stop again. But what about you?
Don't you worry about me. I'm just going to enjoy the fresh air, stretch my legs, and I'll be back in my cell before you know it.
All right. Good night, Liam.
Sleep well, Erica.
So the BRS, at least the real one from what we see, is some group on the outside that's trying to impose their will upon the city, upon the town somehow, but to ends that are uncertain at this point. Because it seems inconsistent to be like, you know, eat the food, but also try to blow up the towers, right? And it's not just like, oh, sorry, was there something wrong? Like polite offering of food. It's like, eat the damn food or we stop sending it.
Not even or we stop sending it. Eat the food or there will be consequences, pretty much. No specification.
Exactly. And I think that last chapter was right to kind of drop the hint where Tip was talking about conspiracy theories about outside control.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't tell you to what end at this point. I don't sleep well that night. In fact, I don't sleep at all. Eventually, I head back to the precinct. At first, I'm startled by Liam's empty cell, but then I remember it's still dark, so he's roaming free. I dig through old precinct files, finding any notes I can from the former police staff. I've read them all before, and they're even more painful now that I know how all of them were tricked. The papers crumple in my fingers as I read the sheriff's hopeful notes about a plan to leave. I bury my head in my hands, and I follow my sorrow into darkness. I wake up to something shaking my shoulder. I start and reach for my gun, but through rapid blinks I become aware of Maddie's face.
Oh, calm down, Sheriff. It's just me.
I look around surveying my surroundings. To my relief, Liam is back in his cell. He gives me a warm smile. I realize a blanket is draped over my shoulders. That must have been his doing. I manage to smile back.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I just fell asleep here, as you can see.
Right, but is something wrong?
She glances at the papers scattered all over my desk.
Any particular reason you were looking through former police records?
My gut instinct is to fabricate a lie, but then I wonder why. Maddie already knows the truth of the vampires. Why not share this horrible secret with her, too? The Bataille Repatriation Society lured the former police to their deaths. They sent a letter with the first train describing a plan, and on the next train they sent explosives to enact it. I guess the one wrinkle in this is, well, I guess this is early on, so Charlotte might not have had the idea to switch letters and stuff yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because at least for the first one, she wouldn't have known to do it.
Yeah.
But conceivably, the second one could have been a letter from her, and those explosives could have been for something else. But I don't think she'd be that savvy to turn it around that quickly, but... The BRS killed them all, Maddie.
Fucking hell.
A somber silence falls over the room. Eventually, Maddie leans down to look at the papers on my desk.
What are you hoping to find in these records?
I don't know. Our old source told us that Sheriff Miller got the letter on the first train and hid it from everyone. I want to find that letter or at least learn more about it. Clearly, the sheriff told his crew some details from the letter. How else would he have recruited them into his plan? I hoped I might find some more clues than these notes, but so far there's nothing.
Did you ever know Jason Ruth?
Yes, he was one of the few policemen I could actually hold a productive conversation with. Unfortunately, I never had the chance to get to know him very well.
Right, well, Jason and I went way back. We were pretty good friends back in high school. After that, we still spoke to each other every once in a while until... Anyway, he liked to write. I'm pretty sure he kept a diary, and I remember he was nervous about what Sheriff Miller planned to do. Maybe you could find something useful in his diary.
That's a wonderful idea. Thank you, Maddie.
Glad I could help.
I look at Liam, hopeful. I think it's clear what our next outing will entail. The smile he returns to me seems forced, masking his anxiety. I remember how he discouraged me from continuing to pursue the BRS. I angrily break his gaze and start organizing the mass of papers on my desk. I don't get much done for the rest of the day. I go home to shower and end up falling asleep. When I wake up, I'm mad at myself for sleeping most of the day away, but I'm physically refreshed. After all, I barely got any sleep the night before, and now I'm ready for another night of investigation. Soon enough, the sun falls and I return to the precinct to free Liam from his cell. To my surprise, Maddie is still at the office. Maddie, it's late. Why haven't you gone home yet?
Well, you've been out all day. There's still a lot of work to do.
Thank you for your help, but you can go home now.
Why, you about to start working at 9 o'clock?
She looks from me to Liam and back again.
Wait a minute, are you going outside with the vampire? Do I need to remind you again what he did?
I want to...
I want to redeem myself, Maddie. I want to help however I can. Are you letting him drink blood, too?
Of course not.
What happens when he needs to? I can go without blood. The longer I go without blood, the more human I become. Do you still crave it?
Maddie turns to me.
He's dangerous, boss, just like the other Batailles.
He's not like the other Batailles. He turned against them to help me, and he's helping me now. I've already let him out 2 nights. He even spent time unsupervised. Has anyone shown up dead? We can trust him, Maddie.
Don't say that. If you have to let him out occasionally, fine, but don't think you can trust him completely. That's how they trick you.
And the thing is, she's right to think this way.
Yep. I'm not tricking anyone.
Maddie, I have this under control. Please, go.
I still have work to do, but I'll give you 2 minutes.
She walks out, glaring at Liam until the door closes behind her. I feel the tension in the air as I release Liam from his cell. We study each other warily.
It's good Maddie knows about me. We don't have to sneak around so much.
I wanted to keep this quiet. If word gets out...
All the more reason to keep investigating. If we learn something important about the towers, we can spread the news together. People will see that I'm on their side.
It's not so simple, Liam. We can't just let killers roam free.
There's no judge to give me a sentence, Erica. You're the sheriff. The law is what you say it is. You really think I should stay locked up?
He's fucking right. I'm still not ready to answer that, so I try to change the subject. You didn't look excited to investigate Jason's house anyway. You think the BRS is dangerous. Do you still support this investigation?
I'll support you, Erica. I'm just worried about you. I don't think what you're doing is safe.
You don't need to protect me.
Well, I want to.
Hard to know which one to pick here. Thank you, Liam. It's good to know someone is watching my back.
Glad I can help. And hey, I can do more than watch your back. I could watch your front, your left side. I haven't tried the right yet, but we can work on that. Whenever you need to talk, like last night, I'm happy to listen.
Oh, thank you.
Sure, I'm here for you, Erica. However you need me.
Something about the way he looks at me now makes heat rush to my cheeks. Right. Right. We should, get going. So you can watch my back. What other things can you do to my back? Why are we laughing? This is a serious inquiry, Liam. Leopold Bataille, you will answer my questions.
Leopold. Oh no. Oh no.
Liamsworth? Alex Liamder.
Liamathan.
Once we find Jason's house, we approach it uncertainly.
Jason. No one else lives here, right?
I don't think so. He had a sister, but she lives with Jack Gregson.
Greg Gregson, huh?
Not Greg Gregson. We knock on the door and then wait. No one answers. After a few more knocks, I try the door. It opens. Too easily. Something's wrong with the knob. Someone else broke in here before us. Liam shrugs.
Could have been anyone after what happened. People looking for clues, looking for supplies. Can't say I blame them.
I bite back a retort about obeying the law and go on inside. Liam hesitates. What's wrong?
I usually need someone to invite me into a residence.
But no one lives here anymore.
True.
Takes a deep breath, then lunges inside. Having a vampire around to help you figure out what what homes are actual residences and which ones are actually like second homes that are just Airbnbs.
Holy shit. It would be, you could use a vampire to determine if a missing person was dead or not by seeing if you could go in their house. If it was still their house.
That's one way. I mean, I still like using vampire powers to find places for squatters to safely live. But
Yeah.
we both wait for a moment, breathless. Finally, he exhales with relief and straightens up.
All clear.
What would have happened if you were wrong?
Don't worry, I wouldn't have burst into flames or anything.
Oh. God, this is confusing. There we go.
But it's like getting a really bad case of the stomach flu very quickly. It's extremely unpleasant.
I see. I don't actually understand, but I'm not sure what else to say.
I know, it's weird. As a man of science, it drives me fucking crazy, but the laws of nature are unreliable when it comes to being a vampire.
My attention wanders to the interior of the house we just entered. It clearly hasn't been occupied for a while. There's a thin layer of dust over most shelves and surfaces. Elsewhere, the dust is disturbed. Books, papers, drawers, and furniture are all askew, drawing lines in the dust. Someone else searched this place.
Sure, but it was probably someone looking for food or valuables, not police records.
I'm not so sure. I approach what appears to be Jason's desk. Next to it sits a bookshelf. Why would someone looking for food go through books and papers? Fuck!
Oh, that's exactly who I thought it was going to be.
Why?
Because
Why
I beat
you?
you all to the chase.
I want to kick you in the dick.
Stop writing checks your foot can't cash.
Liam and I both turned startled to see August in the hallway.
One of the many perks of being human, I can come out any time of day.
What are you doing here, August?
I wanted to learn more about the BRS, like you.
Notice how he gets a really sus theme this time around.
Unfortunately, I've already read Jason's diary and it's not helpful. He talks more about his long-lost girlfriend than about work.
Are you trying to disrupt my investigation?
No, you're doing a fine job of disrupting yourself. Why did you let this killing copycat out of his cage? Why don't you ask me to my face?
August flinches and then meets Liam's gaze. A chill radiates from the air between them.
Because you disgust me, you slovenly butcher.
There's an edge to August's voice that feels like a knife down my spine. Julian and Charlotte made him kill Princent. He did it to protect me.
Oh, how very sweet. Did you ever ask the Heart Lifter why he killed? Did you ever give a damn before you condemned him forever? The... who?
My stomach twists into a knot. He said heart lifter. August looks confused for a moment.
Heartbreaker? I meant heartbreaker.
What the fuck? What does that mean? What does that mean?
Heart Lifter?
What the fuck? You've always hated that name. Is Heart Lifter what you call yourself instead?
No, I just misspoke.
His skin is pale as a sheet.
Lying son of a bitch, you're the true killer here. I can feel it with every sense I possess. And what are all the senses you possess, vampire? I'm curious. More than you, shithead, and that includes common sense.
Got him.
Oh, you have me there. Common sense is the most useless one of all. Say, don't you want to know what I found before I got here?
With a smooth flick of his arm, August grabs the nearest book and flings it at Liam. He throws it hard, but Liam reacts swiftly to catch it.
What's this? Open to page 256.
I sense that August was tricking Liam, but even so, I'm too late to intervene. Liam, wait! But Liam is already opening the book and flipping through the pages when August attacks. August lunges across the room, grabbing Liam's arm and kicking one foot out from under him. The book flies across the room as August follows Liam to the floor. He pins Liam's legs with his own and twists Liam's arm behind his back. August!
What good is superhuman speed if your wit's as dull as a spoon?
I draw my gun and cock it. August, let him go.
I've got this, Erica.
But Liam's words are strained. August yanks Liam's arm, making him wince.
By all means, show me what you've got, copycat.
Liam's groan becomes a snarl. They both launch into the air. They both collide with the bookshelf, spilling books and papers everywhere. Liam slams August against the wall, pinning his wrists tight. He bares his teeth and leans towards August's throat. Stop, both of you! Stop! Something in my voice makes them both obey. Then they follow my gaze to the floor.
What the fuck?
Dozens of Polaroids lie scattered across the floor. Independently, each picture is dark and obscure, but the metallic sheen of the walls and insistent red glow is unmistakable. Warily, we all lean a little closer.
Those are pictures of the towers.
Impossible. The angles of these shots are too close to survive.
Not necessarily. You can walk all the way up to the towers if you approach from the proper trajectory.
How do you know?
I ran a lot of tests a while back.
How? You ran tests on the towers? You never should have done that. You could have been killed.
And that's why I never mentioned them to you.
Ah! August picks up an image and examines it closely.
Some of these pictures must be unrelated. This appears to be an interior room, dressed up like the 1920s.
What? Liam leans over to take a look for himself.
No, I recognize that. It's inside one of the towers.
What? What? What?
He was saying how he wanted to get inside the towers in like a route or two ago, but he has been?
He recognizes it?
Huh.
And the decor in them is from the 1920s.
Huh.
So they've been there nearly a century.
Fucked up.
What the fuck? August and I both gape at Liam in shock.
What? You've been inside a tower. Yeah? Who hasn't these days?
Most people! And you never thought to mention this before?
I didn't learn anything useful. In fact, it confused me more than anything. I went looking for machinery or a computer network. Instead, I found, well, didn't feel like much of anything. Nothing to show how they work. Nothing to show how they could be escaped.
Much like the office building.
Yeah.
It's just...
Please explain.
Hold on. How did you get in?
Well, there's this mechanism on some of the towers, like an intricate lock. Charlotte showed me it can be manipulated, but...
How does Charlotte know to manipulate that?
Charlotte showed you. Fucking Charlotte.
Calm down, August. Liam, this is a lot to take in. We should get all of this on the record. We should go back to the precinct to make an official statement.
Fuck that. Liam just told you he's been inside a tower, and you want to press the brakes.
Tempers are running too high to process this information, August. Especially yours. He opens his mouth to retort, then stops himself with a scoff.
You two make a horrible team.
Your face makes a horrible team. Got him.
Got him. Shut your filthy mouth, heartbreaker, or I'll shut it for you.
The two of them exchange another ice-cold glare, but after a moment, August retreats with a mocking gesture.
Oh, so scary. I'll have nightmares about those pointy teeth. Fine, I'm going, but you still need my help, Erica. You can't trust this bloodsucker. He knew how to get inside a tower, and he didn't tell you until now. What else do you think he's hiding? And if you're going to confront Charlotte about this, you'll need all the help you can get. I can handle Charlotte. Oh, then why didn't you handle her when she made you kill the principal?
Fair question. Liam flinches and snarls, and I put my hand on his arm. Please just go, August. August holds up his hands in surrender, but he looks very pleased with himself when he swaggers out of the room. Once Liam and I are alone, a tense silence stretches between us, then keeps stretching. Why didn't you?
I didn't think you'd want to know.
Let's go back to the precinct, and we'll take these pictures with us. Fucking weird. What the hell do you make of that?
Yeah. And why does Charlotte know how to get in?
So many... Huh. And it seems like the interior doesn't seem to beget their function at all.
Yeah.
The walk back to City Hall is quiet and tense. Part of me wants to start asking Liam questions, but I know I want another perspective on everything he says. I can't believe he kept this from me for so long. Honestly, I'm infuriated that he didn't tell everyone in town the second he discovered it was possible to enter the towers. I doubt it'll lead to a way out, but it would have been nice to be able to even start investigating it. Liam keeps mumbling half-hearted statements about how there's really nothing to know, but I tell him to stay silent until we reach the precinct and Maddie. I don't know why I think her presence will help. Maybe it will just make sure I don't fly off the handle too quickly. Inside, I find Maddie sitting at one of the desks near the jail cell and consider throwing Liam back in, but I decide that we're beyond that now.
Hey boss, you're back. Did you find anything?
Did I find something? I don't know. You tell her, Liam. Liam looks away sheepishly.
Well, you see, I
throw a handful of the photos onto the desk. He's been inside one of the fucking towers.
What? That's impossible.
Apparently it's not.
You've been in one of those monstrosities, and you just didn't share it with us.
That's what I said.
I don't think you can trust him anymore, boss. He's just... Wait, please, hear me out.
That is why I brought you here.
I thought you wanted to get into a less tense atmosphere. I'm not sure this is any better.
August isn't here.
Fair enough.
You're right, though. There's nothing to be gained from yelling at you.
Like hell there isn't. What's in the towers? What were you hiding from us?
Calm down. Let's take this nice and easy. I have a lot of questions, and you're going to answer all of them. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. I need to know why you hid this from me.
I wouldn't say I hid it from you. I didn't say anything about it, but that's because it wasn't really relevant, and you never asked me.
Are you kidding me with this?
You asked me to help you investigate the Bataille Repatriation Society. The inside of the towers had nothing to do with that.
Are you so sure?
Absolutely, there's nothing useful there. I really doubt that's true. Look, I can tell you that the BRS isn't going in and out of the towers. If they are, it's not accomplishing anything. I didn't want to distract you from the important stuff.
The interior of the towers is very important, Liam.
I know you think that, but as far as I can tell, you're wrong.
That was my decision to make, not yours.
I know, I just didn't want to overwhelm you, and you keep things from me all the time. You didn't tell me about Julian trying to visit me in jail.
That's not relevant. That's not even close to what you hid from me.
I'm sorry. I wanted to help, and I didn't think it would help. Now I'll tell you whatever you want about the towers, not that it will do much good.
And the thing is, I believe him absolutely when he says that won't do us much good. What was inside? What did it look like? Was there any way to deactivate them?
Of course there wasn't any way to deactivate them. If there was, do you think any of us would still be trapped here?
You've kept enough from me that I have my doubts.
I would have let everyone out if I could. You have to know that. This is why I didn't mention it. It's confusing everything. There's nothing in there of any use. It's all nonsense.
That's still useful information.
No, it's not. It's just a distraction.
Just tell me what you saw.
Well, and this is going to sound crazy. The first thing you need to know is that the towers are bigger on the inside than they are on the outside.
Fuck me. God damn it. This is before House of Leaves came out. In universe, this is before House of Leaves came out.
What? You're not making any sense. You go inside and you can walk at least 100 yards. It's huge, cavernous.
How is that even possible?
How should I know? This is exactly it. I went inside to find answers, and there are just more questions.
What else did you see?
Everything inside the tower was... muted, I guess is the word. There wasn't much color. I thought there would be machines. I thought I'd find gears, batteries, generators, something that would make sense to me. None of that was in there.
What was?
I don't know. It looked like a table setting for brunch. There was also some kind of carousel, I guess. You're kidding me. I'm not at all. I couldn't make it up. None of it made sense.
This is ridiculous enough that he probably isn't lying.
What?
There's all sorts of things he could have told us that we'd believe. This is none of those things.
You think he's telling the truth because he sounds like he's lying?
I don't know what it means, but yeah.
So you believe me?
No, but I don't think you're lying.
What does that even mean?
You believe you entered the tower and you saw something impossible. That doesn't mean that it was real. You could have been confused. You could have been drugged. An area larger on the inside than on the outside? That's just ridiculous.
I guess you'll just have to see it for yourself eventually.
Can you do that?
Then
we'll see.
Anything else?
I don't know what I expected, but that wasn't it. Then how did you get into the tower?
Charlotte let me in.
That's not enough. How did it even work?
She approached one of the towers, she touched it in a few places, then a door opened up.
That's it? That's all you know?
That's all I know.
No more hiding information, even if you think it's not important? I need you to tell me everything that you know.
That's it. I badgered her long enough that she finally let me see the inside of the tower. I didn't learn anything.
Okay.
What else do you want?
I'm sure there are more questions for me to ask, but I need to think about it some more.
Same here. I'm exhausted. I don't know about you two, but I actually try to sleep at night.
Thank you for all your help, Maddie.
Sure, boss. I'll see you both tomorrow.
After Maddie leaves, the silence between me and Liam grows awkward again.
You're more confused than ever, right? I hope you understand now why I didn't mention the inside of the towers sooner.
What else have you not told me?
This again? What do you want? My whole life story? At some point you just need to trust me, Erica.
I can't do that. Liam flinches as if slapped.
So that's it, huh? You're just gonna lock me up again.
It's late. It's practically morning, so yes, I probably should lock you back up.
This is such bullshit. I keep trying to help you and all you do is punish me for it. Don't you realize I could have escaped from the cell within the first few nights if I'd wanted to?
You could have?
Yes, I was still at maximum strength. I could have gotten out of here at least 6 different ways. But I stayed put. I tried to do what you wanted, and now I keep helping. But I think you'd trust the fucking heartbreaker before me.
Well, about that. I chose you, didn't I?
Sure, but not as a partner. I'm just a dog for you to walk on a leash.
He storms into his cell and slams the door behind him. And then he turns to face the wall and stays there, avoiding my gaze. I hesitate, guilt prickling across my skin, but I can't just let him go. I lock the door, turn around, and shuffle wearily towards home. Oof. Well, if that ain't a dour note to leave on, I don't know what is, but we'll have to see what happens with Liam next time.
Next time.
I am already intrigued.
Yeah.
I don't know what I thought was going to be in the towers. I did not expect it to be whatever he just described. It sounds like fucking storage space. Like fucking eldritch storage
Pocket
space
dimension.
out of space. Like, the Tower of Holding. God. Join us next time, everyone. Bye.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.